Alright guys, today is the first episode of our How to Write a Book series. I began writing books a couple of years ago now and I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, but with the help of multiple books on writing and several writing conferences, I began to figure it out. Whether you've done some writing before or are figuring it out from scratch, this guide should definitely be useful. In this first video, we'll talk about the basics and the beginning of your novel, and most importantly, the idea. Further videos in the series will delve into more nuanced tips. My first question is, do you have your idea yet? If so, I'd love to hear them in the comments. The idea is crucial to the success of your novel. You're about to spend hundreds of hours writing and even more editing. So if you don't like your idea, the next 1,000 hours are going to be hell. How do you find that perfect idea, you might ask me? Well, once you are searching for one, it will come. But don't try and force the magic, or there's a good chance you're going to spend hours sitting in front of a computer and get absolutely nothing from it. The good news is though, while you're writing your novel, inspiration for the second should hit, and the next, until your notes are full of ideas. So that's how I advise you get your idea. But the next question is, how do you know if your idea is any good? Firstly, if you're interested in it and it inspires you to write, then it's a good idea. Even if you think others may not like it so much, if you enjoy it, then there will be an audience for it. Secondly, a good idea often has a fresh perspective. If you want to be a writer, you can't be a sheep. You must not be scared to delve into the deep, because readers want to be challenged. They want your writing to be so powerful that it makes them reconsider their own beliefs. They want to go away having learned something about the world or themselves, or both. To me, that's what separates the good writers from the great. Here's an example that you might be familiar with. Stephen King is arguably one of the greatest writers ever, evidenced by the enormous list of bestsellers that he has. But no book is more famous than The Shining. And if you've read the book, it's not hard to see why. Now, I could spend hours talking about what makes this book so great, but instead, I just want to focus on one point. The main character, Danny, is a little boy with an abusive father. Stephen King said initially he was going to describe the anger between the little boy and his father, like most writers would, but then he had a change in heart and instead showed the adoration between the boy and his abusive father, which was so much more powerful, and just the perfect demonstration of my point. So I want you to skirt the realm of possibility and give unique insights and perspectives. Even if your idea is not original, your characters can be. Okay, my third point is, how much of an idea do you actually need? And the answer is, it really doesn't matter at all. It feeds into the question of what type of writer are you, pantser or plotter? I can talk more about the two and how to approach each in the next video. But simply, if you're a pantser, then you make up the story as you go along. If you're a plotter, then you plan everything extensively beforehand. So, to reiterate, you could have the faintest whisper of an idea and nurture it into something wonderful. You do not need all the answers before you begin writing your book. Finally, I'd like to conclude by saying the idea is only one part of the equation. And whilst it seems like the most important, I'd argue it's not the most important. The characters are. So don't stress about whether your idea is original enough. If you like it and think that you can bring the idea justice, then write it. Thank you for watching today's video. If you've learned something, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'd be interested to hear any novel ideas in the comments. Good luck, writers. The only limit is your imagination.